All right, YouTube, welcome back, ladies and gents. Here with Colin C. and Joe P., another edition of Sunday Drive. Today, I am going to be talking about probably my favorite quote of all time, and that quote happens to be, "Get comfortable being uncomfortable." So get comfortable being uncomfortable means a handful of things to me. It can apply to many different settings in the workplace, with your family, friends, my personal favorite when you're in the gym, things like that. So we'll kind of hit on all those topics and why it's such an important concept for me personally. I really do take it to heart. Number one, why I think it's important, getting comfortable being uncomfortable, simply to me, at least for work situations, means, you know, you're gonna have to get a little dirty sometimes. You're gonna have to do some work that you really don't want to get to the next level if you have goals in mind. If you're just doing crappy work all the time with no goal in mind, well, that kind of sucks, but you know, you're gonna have to get comfortable being in an uncomfortable situation sometimes to advance yourself in your career, wherever that may be. You know, maybe that's moving up in a company, whether you're an accountant or you know, moving into a manager position, something like that. You're probably gonna have to take on some roles that you're not necessarily gonna want to do all the time, but it's good for yourself, your growth, your company, whatever else. So it's really important in that specific situation to do simply the things some people just don't want to do, is kind of how that shakes out for sure. And then to feed over and bleed over, I guess, from like your work situation and your work environment, maybe to a family environment. You know, things are not always smooth in every relationship, and you know, when you have kids, things aren't as easy to do, you know. So when I was a dad, I'll be honest, like the first couple months when Maddox was born, my son, who will be 2 here and coming up shortly, but when that was happening, I was still training for the CrossFit Games. So like my life was like in a row and in a line of exactly what I do pretty much every single day, the times that I wake up, when I eat, whatever else, and that got thrown to the wayside real quick. I mean, my son slept a total of, I think, 12 minutes in the first 6 months of his life. The dude didn't sleep at all. And so if you want to talk about being uncomfortable, especially with your wife that hasn't slept at all and you that hasn't slept at all, whoo, and then going to work all day, man, it's definitely a tough mindset for sure, that eventually you just kind of get comfortable being uncomfortable. You just kind of get used to it. You get to that next step and you're like, you know what? It's really actually not that bad. It's not what I'm used to, but it's not that bad. So I think that that's huge for family lives and family situations and things you definitely necessarily don't want to do. You know, changing shitty diapers. Oh, God. Not my personal favorite, that's for sure. I do not do smells well. This guy, not a smells guy. It eats me alive and I hate it. But sometimes it's got to be done, you know, whether if you're not going to do it, then no one's going to do it type of deal. You got to just get it done. My personal favorite about why getting comfortable being uncomfortable is a perfect example of personal growth is in the gym. There's many examples of this. I'll hit a couple of them. One, if you are lifting to build strength. If you are building strength, you have to push your repetitions past that normal 3 sets of 10 that you always do to build strength, to change your body, to challenge yourself. And it's going to be very uncomfortable. I promise you that. But you have to know that, hey, the goal of this is X, Y, or Z. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing these heavy sets of 3 to build explosive strength or power or whatever. And so I'm okay with being uncomfortable for a little bit of time because I know the end results should be beneficial to me. Also working on cardiovascular endurance stuff, long runs, long bikes. If you're training for a marathon or an Ironman or something like that, you have to get so comfortable in this just uncomfortable realm of like, you know, this shit just kind of sucks. It just is what it is, but I gotta just keep pushing. Mentally, you gotta keep pushing. Physically, you have to keep pushing for things like that. It's not my personal favorite to do those long, single modality, boring, in my opinion, events or training, things like that. But I've kind of gotten to the point where I just get comfortable in that uncomfortable realm, and that just takes me to that next level. It's like, okay, we can do this. It's okay. Yeah, I know that my calf's kind of flared up, or I know my shoulder's getting a little bit fatigued. Fine, let's get after it. Let's go. And I actually had a conversation the other day with someone at the gym. They asked me, how do you get to that next level? Like, what do you do to push yourself? This was the spiel I gave her. I literally just said, you have to become so comfortable in your body being uncomfortable that you just embrace the pain, embrace the suck, as they say in CrossFit, and get yourself to that dark, dark place where people kind of go to the door of it and then they say, oh, no, that's gonna hurt, that's gonna be hard. I'm not doing that. I'm stepping away from that. You have to be okay with going to that threshold and then saying, you know what? I'm sick of being average or whatever. Screw it. I'm just going into the dark zone right now, and it's gonna hurt, but that's okay. And I'm okay with that. Another good example of this is when you're trying to start something new. Opening up a business, for example. You have to be a little bit... Opening up a business, you have to be a little bit comfortable saying, you know what? I might not make any money for a couple years, or I might be, you know, scraping the bottom of the barrel to get by, but, you know, I know that in the long run, this will be beneficial for me. I know a lot of business owners that talk about the 5-year rule, to where you should anticipate hardly making any money until you're 5 years into your business. You know, that way you've paid off some loans, you've kind of taken into account situations like that. And then the other thing, starting a new workout program or getting your ass back into the gym after some time off, even a week or two off, you went on vacation, or maternity leave or paternity leave, or, you know, any specific situation you can name, getting back into it, ooh, that's a doozy. You're gonna be hurting. It is going to hurt. It is going to be hard. It is going to be challenging, but unfortunately, it's just got to be done. You have to get comfortable again being uncomfortable. Nobody likes to be uncomfortable, and that's why our society is full of a bunch of fat people. Obese, heart disease, diabetes, people dying from COVID all the time with all these other comorbidities. Well, it's probably because a lot of these people didn't get very comfortable being uncomfortable with some of the situations. Maybe they really like eating donuts. Well, maybe you should stop eating donuts. It might be a little bit uncomfortable for a little bit to go on a diet, for example, to eat less calories. That's a huge one. I mean, I hate trying to cut weight or losing weight or tracking what you're doing or whatever else, but you know, sometimes you just got to get in that zone and mentally you just got to get after it about, hey, I'm okay with being a little bit uncomfortable for a little bit because I'm going to look better or because I'm going to have a better outcome. Quick little hitter on this one. So this is probably the shortest Sunday drive that we have had thus far. That's okay. I'm cool with it. I am comfortable with being uncomfortable at this point about this, the shortness of this video. Hopefully you guys get something out of it. Hopefully you can apply this to your life, because that is the goal of our channel, is to reach as many people as possible and hopefully change some lives. So if you like this video, hit the like button. What are you doing right now? Hit the button that says like. It's a little thumbs up. So do that. Also, subscribe to our channel if you have not. I know there's more people watching this video that are not subscribed to our channel. We only have like 100 and something people. We need more than that to get it out to more people. Either way, we'll check you next time. Boom.